Welcome to a special edition of the Razorback Film Room. I'm Travis Swanson, and today we got the head hog himself, Coach Sam Pittman.
Travis, you look good, man.
Same to you. It's been a minute since we've been in the film room together.
It has. And now you're interviewing me. I used to be talking to you, didn't I?
Seats have changed a little bit. How's spring ball been so far?
Been great. I like a new staff, and the kids have a great attitude, working hard. Got that. We've got to go earn feeling about it, about what Arkansas has always been about. So I've been really, really pleased. Had a 122 play scrimmage, nobody got hurt. That's even better. So
positive. I know fans looking forward to that spring game.
Yeah.
Especially building off of what y'all did last season.
This year we're just gonna scrimmage. We're gonna have the ones, the twos, the threes, and have situational football and go live. And I didn't do that last year. I thought it hurt us. We're thriving on being a physical football team, and then you don't scrimmage, and probably made a mistake. But I'm not going to do it this year. We're hitting 3 times this year.
Live and learn, right?
That's right.
Live and learn. We got a handful of plays from last season. We kind of want your opinion on this first one. I know you probably remember this. This Missouri State game. I mean, hard fought game. You got this shovel pass here with Rocket.
Yeah, we had really been, Missouri State played really well, but we were uninspired, and we had made some turnovers down on the goal line. And then, you look at it, and we're 12 minutes left in the game, down 10, and then we call this little shovel pass, and the guys did a nice job. Ricky did a nice job of getting out in front of it and making that block. And then, I've said it many times, his mama named him Rocket for a reason.
Shovel pass. Sanders got a lot of room to the 35, to the 40, to midfield. He's there. He goes. Rocket to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Arkansas.
It was a well-blocked play, and then our receivers got a little bit on the edge there, and then Rock just outran them all. And we needed, because we had been down there to the 2 and fumbled, earlier in the game, and we needed him to make it all the way to the end zone. He did what a relief at that point that got us back in the game, and then I think Bryce returned a punt coming up after that, and we ended up scoring. But this is a play that we hadn't ran a lot.
Yeah.
We put it in for the game because we felt like in that situation they would be coming up the field hard, and it'd be easy little turnout blocks and get Ricky up on the mic, and away we go. So big play.
Big play. And I think even regardless of whoever the opponent is, just being able to know, okay, we came back from down 10 to finish the way that we did, confidence builder.
Yeah, it was big. It was big for us, and I think at the time it made us 3-0 at the end of the game, and a big deal for us.
It's a good punt, tight spiral, turns over. Then Stevens back to his own 19-yard line. He's got some blockers in front of him to the 30, to the 40. Stevens outside the numbers in midfield, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Arkansas! 55-yard punt, 80-yard return.
Yeah, big, huge play for us, And we went back and it looked like we're 3 and out. They went 3 and out right after Rocket's run. And then, we really felt like, you hear guys say this all the time, if it happens, and they don't say anything if it doesn't. But we really felt like they were out kicking their coverage, and that we could get something like this going. Now, I don't know if we felt like we was going to score a touchdown, but I felt like we felt like we were going to get a lot of good punt return yards. And then Bryce, Bryce won the state championship in Oklahoma in the 100 meters, and I knew about right there, I figured it was over. He did too, because he's looking over on the sideline.
Letting everyone know.
Yeah. Which, I don't know about you, I never was that fast. I was looking that way and wondering how many guys were going to gang tackle me down the sideline. But really, really nice job of blocking there, and just a really nice run by Bryce.
Well, the thing that was interesting
Changed the game.
For me, I had a little different vantage point from this, but from the moment that happened, he started to turn up. It reminded me of when Joe Adams The exact same track.
Yeah,
It was like deja vu.
One Joe, fantastic. I mean, gosh. But yeah, I don't think we'd returned a touchdown. I don't believe we had since I have been here, and I think it was several years before that even that we'd returned a punt for a touchdown. But you know, they say it's hard to come back if somebody does that to you, and obviously it was to Missouri State at that point.
Critical part of the game.
Huge.
What did that mean right there?
Yeah, I was proud of him. He's a very quiet kid, and you know, Travis, I find it really hard to individualize guys after the game. It's all about the team and the effort of the team and all that. But I remember standing him up after the game was over, and he was, I mean, you could see it in his face. He was emotional, he was excited, the team was excited for him, but you know, you don't return a punt for a touchdown often. I felt like he deserved that recognition.
This game was a fun one to watch.
You know, we had started in this game, Travis, in a 4-down line. We were going to play 2, we were going to play quarters, we were going to do all this kind of stuff, and we could not cover. And I remember we needed this game bad. A good BYU team who had beaten Baylor earlier in the year, and it was a whiteout for them. Quarterback, really good player, going to get drafted. And I remember telling Barry, I said, Barry, I don't care if they rush for 300 yards. We've got to get another DB on the field. And again, huge play right before half by HUD. And then we go down and score, you know, right before the half, which kind of turned the game in our direction that way. But you know, Hudson's so valuable to us because he can play so many different positions. You know, we're trying to lock into him a little bit more at free safety right now, but you know, because of injuries and things of that nature, he had to play a lot of positions.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew that with a 3-man rush, we weren't going to really get a whole lot of rush on them, you know, unless we, you know, brought 42 a little bit, you know. And, and Drew was certainly great at that. But I was tired of seeing them throw the ball down the field on us, and we'd busted some coverages early in the game as well. And really, their first 2 scores were just we kind of gave it to them, you know. It was our mistakes. And to have this was a turning point in the game. There was a turning point in the game. Really, a difficult interception as well. Caught it at the high point, and the offense rewarded the defense there with a nice drive and ended up going up. I believe it was 31-21.5.
Yeah, it kills that confidence from him as well.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah,
really good player.
Get kind of a wider shot of it here.
Yeah. I was playing in the middle. We're in double cloud right here, and didn't see him. You know, he thought it was going to open up because the corner had left, but HUD trailed it, watched the eyes of the quarterback, and went and picked it. Big deal.
Make sure you get that foot in bounds too, because it's down a little bit.
Yeah, it was a big deal, man. That was exciting. You know, the people out there were so good to us when we went out to the BYU.
That's what I kept saying.
I mean, they'd give an ice cream. They didn't give me any. I wish they would have, but you know, I was giving ice cream to our fans and all that kind of. It was a great experience for our kids. Beautiful area of the country out there if you've never been, but a lot of good things happened that day for us and helped us feel like we were going to be able to get bowl eligible after that game. You know, it's a big stretch in there, as we all are. We're on the road a lot. Just like this coming up here, I think we're on the road maybe 4 or 5 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
so.
That's tough, but resilient team, that's for sure.
It is what it is, man. That's right.
You remember this?
I do.
How can you not, right?
That's the snap, pressure coming, and KJ can't get away. Oh, he did get away, my gosh! He throws it to the receiver at midfield, it's complete. Inside the 40, inside the 30 is Knox, inside the 25. How in the world did KJ get away?
I mean, what more can you ask for this guy? I mean, when this happened, I remember from watching from the TV, it's just like everyone's got that defining moment.
Well, I remember 2 of these moments by him. And obviously KJ's had a lot of wonderful moments for us. And 2 years ago against LSU, when he was dead to rights, they'd ran cover 0 total blitz on us, and he was about like this, and he ended up, finding Dominique Johnson down the sideline for a touchdown, because tell you what, points were hard to get that night. And then, of course, here Luke's turning his shoulders here and getting in trouble here with his set, but right there, I'm yelling punt, and then I go, oh well, hell, hold on.
Bite your tongue a little bit.
But I'm yelling, hey, punt, 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 and then I'm going, oh no, man, that's awesome.
For him to come over and start yelling, I lift weights too. It's like, you do more than that. You do something more than that.
Then he talked about being Superman, so I just started calling him Superman.
Yeah.
I lift weights. I lift weights. I lift.
You want a guy like this leading your football team, because he's very humble. I mean, he really is very humble and very much a team player. And he's big, and he makes plays. And that's the one thing about spring ball. A lot of times we go, well, how good is he? Well, because right there, that'd be down, a sack, whistle, all that kind of stuff. And I was telling Coach Enos, I said, you really don't know how good this guy is until it's live. And obviously we don't want to go live on him because you want to save him, but you don't really know how good he is because he can do those things right there.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, really good job. Really excellent job. Big play in that game too.
Mm-hmm.
Big play on 3rd and long. I mean, that's just such a game changer.
Is it how it all ended last year?
Yeah, so you talk about everything, as a staff on this case, I don't remember, Thursday or something, Wednesday, whatever it was, but usually on Saturday you're talking about, all right, if it goes into overtime, we win the toss, where's their student section, all this kind of stuff. Well, I think everybody understands that you're going to, if you win the toss, you're going to play defense. Obviously, they don't score, you kick a field goal. If they do, they go for 2, whatever it may be. You've got the ball last, you can kind of figure it out. If we don't make ours, they're just going to run a 2-point play too. But I thought if we go first and we score, that will put a little pressure on them.
Yeah.
Because they had just scored, after the penalty on McAdoo. They had just scored, because we were up 2 and they had scored to tie it, and I thought, well, let's put pressure on them again. And in that, a little story on that, we ran a wheel route to the Binion, and as soon as we called the play, we're in the huddle, everybody's in the huddle, and KJ goes, I want R-Dub in the game. And R-Dub was a freshman.
Wow.
And he knew he was going to throw that wheel to R-Dub. He knew he'd get open, he knew he'd catch it, but I'll never forget that, because he was a freshman, and my mind's going, let's see, we got, well, Rocket was hurt, we got AJ, we got, and he goes, I want R-Dub, and I'm going, well, he knows a lot better than I do. And so we put pressure on him, and, honestly, I was really surprised they took the ball out of the quarterback's hand, because he was so hot, and certainly run a run-pass option here.
Yeah.
He lost his tight end. Tight end came open late right here.
Right there.
And then, just really didn't give the guy a chance. I guess he didn't feel like he could score running it here.
Daniels gets the snap. They're going to run a reverse. They're looking to make it a reverse pass. They throw it. Incomplete. Arkansas wins. They ran a reverse with their backup quarterback. He threw it 5 feet over the receiver's head. The Razorbacks win the ball game.
We've been here now for 3 years, and we've had a lot of good wins and this, that, and the other. This was as satisfying of a win as a head coach, Travis, that I've been a part of, and it was because, we talk about not who we don't have at the game, it's about who we do have. And we walked into that game with 7 starters gone. We lost Rocket and Tykees Crawford early, so that's 9. So that means you know, about half of your starters are not playing. And we kept pressing the whole week that, hey, if we're going to go, we're going to win. And we've got good enough players. And if you remember, Harper Cole caught the very first pass and got drilled, but it was a first down. And then Jaden Wilson did some things in that game, which they were talking about people's names in that game that nobody had ever heard of. I had, but nobody had hardly ever heard of. And we went out there and were able to win the game. And I thought that was a big, I was as happy after this game as I've been in any win that we've had since I've been here, because our kids, you know, a lot of times you go to bowls and they're not important to some teams. Well, they're damn important to us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Only bad bowls are one you don't win. The rest of them's all good. And so we're going to buy we're Liberty Bowl champs. We're going to get them rings. I think they deserved it. I think those kids will have that kind of memory like I do. And then we went down in the end zone and we took an old school picture on the grass, you know, down there in the end zone. Everybody's laying around. And there was about 15 college students from Arkansas that were not on the team, but they were in the team picture. And I thought that was the baddest thing I'd ever seen.
Come on down.
Because you look at their face, they know they don't belong in that picture, but they're so happy that they are. Yeah. I thought it was really cool. But awesome. Yeah, it was a really good night.
Well, the last clip, we took a poll
amongst
the team. And I always had this phrase that you would tell us when I was still here from time to time: Man Mountain Dean.
Man Mountain
Dean. And we asked some of the guys, who's the Man Mountain Dean on the team?
Oh yeah, good.
Where's kind of, who is the identity taken after?
All right.
And it's an interesting, I don't know if you're exactly gonna expect it or not. I was surprised.
Oh.
we had to go back in the archives to get some of this.
Yeah, you had to go back a lot of pounds too. I don't know what happened there. Hey, that old boy right there is popular on campus, so I'm gonna say that. Yeah. Willie Brown. Willie Brown was from Beggs, Oklahoma. He and I were from Beggs, and Greg was from up in Kansas City. Yeah.
And we tried to go back to see if we can
81.
Get some 81 film.
Now that right there in 81, I was a sophomore. You see, 35 is my buddy Frankie McLaren. Willie French is in that picture, the head coach at Tulane. He's somewhere in there with one of those Mohawks. And that's Nick Vitosco as our quarterback. That right there was in I think that was, I don't know if that was a Natty championship game or not. We went out to Elon and got beat by the Fighting Christians out there.
Right there, the record. Dub.
Them boys scoring many points on us. That's coming off that edge in my mind really fast.
Is that 96 Nightmare?
There's a Nightmare right there. Look at the helmet. The helmet weighs more than the whole uniform nowadays. That's Steve Fullerton. The guy in the middle is Ron Randleman, wonderful football coach who left us and went to Sam Houston State. That's Coach Samuels over here on the right. He's the one who recruited me to Pittsburgh State.
Yeah, right there.
You know, Travis, I went in there as a strong safety. 96 usually is not given to strong safeties.
No.
And I ran my 40, and they didn't tell me what I ran. And as soon as I got done running, they came up to me and said, "You the Pittman kid?" "Yes, sir." And he said, "Hey, you go to the linebacker room." And I went in the linebacker room before the meeting starts. "Yeah, is there a Pittman in here?" "Yes, sir, that's me." They moved me from the linebacker room to the defensive end room. So that 40 must have been a turtle. I don't know what it was. I went from strong safety to defensive end before we ever even set foot on the field to practice. So that's telling you how fast I was.
It worked out for you.
It worked out all right.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to throw that in there for you. And appreciate the time. We know you got a lot going on. Any closing thoughts for the fans?
Well, I'm just excited about the spring game. Our kids sure would love for them to get out there. It's a big day, you know. We have a spring game. We'll get it over with by softball time, and by softball be over by baseball time. And that's, to be honest with you, Travis, what makes Arkansas unique. You know, people support the programs, and certainly we had 4,000 more seats filled last year than ever in the history of the program. So we're really proud of that and honored that the fans are supporting us, and we'll get better. And we've got to find a way to win those close games, and we're working on it. But we appreciate the state of Arkansas.
Yeah. Best fan base out there.
It ain't close.
Ain't close. You heard it from the man himself. Till next time, I'm Travis Swanson with Coach Sam Pittman. We'll see you soon.